film grain, typewriter inconsistencies, and even the crackle of vinyl, once dismissed as flaws, are now celebrated as textures of authenticity in a world desperate for trust. The early days of media were defined by the quirks of their tools. Film scratches weren't meant to be there, they were accidents. But over time, we learned to associate them with truth, artistry, and memory. Now digital software can mimic those cracks with pixel-perfect accuracy. It's not a flaw anymore. It's a feature, until it's barely visible at all. This blurring between real and nostalgic simulation isn't just aesthetic, it's a cultural reflex, a way of signaling that we are in touch with something true, even as it was never objectively so. The crackle on an LP, the bleed through of a photocopier, or the jittery MIDI imperfection in a music track, these artifacts now exist to be copied and sold. We pay for apps that simulate human error because our world is too clean, too perfect, too algorithmic. And yet
early computer systems were mechanical in essence. Think relays, vacuum tubes, and punch cards. They laid the foundation.
Instagram filters add grain to digital photos, not because it's nostalgic, but because it sells trust. AI voice assistants trip over their words to seem more relatable, like a glitchy human with charming quirks. These aren't mistakes. They're engineered imperfections designed to mimic the messy, unpolished signatures of humanity. In the authenticity industry, flaws don't emerge naturally. They're calculated features in a product meant to persuade. In a way, we are returning to an old problem with new tools. As Van Gogh lamented in his letters, the photograph could not capture the soul, it only recorded surfaces. Today, AI-generated content doesn't paint character, it mimics style. It's not fidelity, but interpretation remixed into something that looks like thought without ever having felt it. Authenticity is no longer about experience. It's a dataset trained to reproduce what we expect from experience.
And what that means specifically as far as computer music is concerned is that we're getting more and more power in smaller and smaller units, which means that what was once in the lab now can be put in concert hall or into smaller environments.
Just this week, an AI-generated movie called Dreams of Violets was reported to have been made for just 2,000 in 2 months. This is the new frontier, art at the speed of code. Trust at the cost of a subscription. What used to require years of craft can now be outsourced to neural networks. And platforms like Meta are racing to detect what they themselves help produce. The irony thickens. Companies build tools that create fakes while claiming to police them. In the background, an expert describes how code once required community and shared knowledge. But here's where we've landed. Spoofing human interaction, not just content, in ways we barely understand. The tools are built to mimic us so perfectly that the algorithm becomes indistinguishable from the authentic voice. And like any good commodity, authenticity is now scalable, customizable, and on demand.
Electronics for combat use means new concepts, new tools, new weapons.
We used to trust a document because it was signed in ink, an event because it was witnessed in person. Now we can no longer verify what is original and what is not. Once spoofing outpaces detection, the real loses its grip. Authenticity becomes something you must code into a system, because all evidence of human experience starts to look like data generated by machines. The only way to prove that an event was experienced is to simulate it with enough fidelity to trick the algorithms. In this world, authenticity, the feedback loop is clear. The more we rely on systems to detect fakes, the better those same systems become at making them. What happens when the tools that are supposed to protect authenticity begin to replicate it? When simulation not only mirrors reality, but becomes its default mode, we end up with a world where the real must prove itself constantly. Like a ghost trying to convince ghosts it's alive.